Welcome. Tonight, I'm going to guide you through a cognitive shuffle, a science-backed technique that helps quiet racing thoughts to ease you into sleep. Here's how it works. Every 8 seconds, I'll describe something simple. Your only job is to picture it, not as a static image, but as if you're there. If I say a red balloon, see yourself holding it. If I say a quiet stream, imagine yourself sitting beside it. Don't analyze, don't connect one image to the next. Just see it and let it go. This works because your brain naturally shuffles through random images as you drift off. We're simply giving it a head start. Now, get comfortable, close your eyes, breathe out the air in your lungs. Now take a slow breath in and let it out for twice as long. One more time. Breathe in and let it out now, nice and slow, feeling the air pass your lips as if you're blowing through a straw. Keep breathing at a slow pace, feeling the rise and fall of your stomach. Let's begin. Leaves, crunching underfoot on a trail. A stone wedge. A paper boat, floating down the stream. A wool yarn. Dew, glistening on morning grass. A wooden pin. A fisherman, casting a line. A clay pot. A butterfly, landing on a windowsill. Cotton patch. Smoke, rising from a campfire. A brass clip. Birdhouse, hanging on the porch. A leather pouch. A chipmunk, stuffing its little cheeks. A wooden desk. Sunbeams, streaming through a barn door. The lid of a pot. A gardener, planting tomato seeds in rows. A linen cord. Rain, dripping from roof eaves. A glass lens. A hummingbird, jumping from flower to flower. Copper clasp. A young man pouring grain into a barrel. A stone cylinder. A caterpillar inching along a twig. A wool tassel. Fog rolling over ocean cliffs. A wooden shaft. The spinner working at their wheel. A clay disc. A kingfisher diving into water. A cotton wrap. Fireflies blinking in and out all around. A brass washer. Herbs hanging to dry. A leather patch. A ladybug crawling on a leaf. A wooden child's cube. Moonlight on freshly fallen snow. A ceramic ring. A miller grinding wheat. A linen thread. Pelican floating on gentle waves. Glass knob. Hay bales stacked in a field. Small copper tube. Wind chimes singing on a porch. A small stone cube. A grasshopper resting on a stick. A wool fringe. Sunlight dappling a forest full. A wooden cone. Shepherd guiding sheep home. A clay cylinder. A seagull standing on a pier. A long cotton string. Steam rising from a pot. A brass tip. a stable hand brushing the horse, a leather flap on a bag, an egret wading through marsh grass, a globe, clouds reflecting lazily in a still lake, a ceramic cone, watchmaker placing the last of tiny gears, a linen strip, a toad jumping into a puddle, a glass cap, methodically untangling fishing line, a wool hat, autumn leaves drifting on a creek, a wooden ring, a leather bookmark, someone winding a music box, a ceramic egg, flour dusting a wooden board, a yellow tutu, a heron lifting off from water, a copper thimble, smoke drifting lazily up from a pipe, a fountain, basketball court, a bamboo flute, a delicate dessert plate, needle and thread, a glass inkwell, an acorn, a fox trotting through tall grass, a silk cord, a clay doll, a wooden axe, a stone cairn, a linen doll, fresh rainwater collecting in a barrel, a plastic whistle, a stone plinth, a leather holster, an airplane, a silk handkerchief, bookshelf, a duck coming into a landing on the lake, a flint, apple cider, songbird preening its wing, a bowl filled with fruit, a ceramic mortar, a sparrow flying in the clouds, brass eyelet, a wooden bung, a brass garment, a wooden bevel, a doorknob, a gray pen, chapstick, a farmer mending a fence, piece of paper, a stone corner, a lion sleeping in the savannah, a sombrero, a cup, a perfect satchel, A paper clip. A card. A wool insert. A duvet. A wall. A gold coin. A child watching ants march. A glass vase. A left shoe. Chapstick. A neon open sign. A locker. A pool float, drifting slowly. A corgi, splashing in a child's pool. Condensation, dripping down a window. Adjusting the rearview mirror. A hammock, swaying on a porch. A woman pulling hair into a ponytail. Bubbles floating from a wand. A baby grabbing at their toes. A projector flickering on. A college student highlighting notes. Rain beating on her car hood. A toddler stomping in a puddle. A vending machine. A bartender slicing a lime. Soap suds sliding down a dish. A grandmother knitting on a couch. A pinball machine lighting up. A kid blowing out birthday candles. Curtains swaying from an AC vent. A chef tasting from a wooden spoon. A record player needle. A dad assembling furniture. A kite tugging against the wind. A nurse checking a flipboard. Lines tilting to block the sun. A lifeguard twirling a whistle. An airplane flying into the sunset. A mechanic wiping their hands. An elevator door sliding open. A DJ adjusting their headphones. A ceiling fan spinning in the afternoon. A flight attendant demonstrating a seatbelt. Water rippling in a glass. A security guard watching their monitors. A paper airplane gliding through the room. A dog walker untangling leashes. Headlights sweeping across a garage. A pianist resting their hands on keys. A valet handing over keys. A baby sleeping in a car seat. Steam escaping a rice cooker. A mailman sliding mail through a slot. A balloon slowly losing air. Crossing guard holding a stop sign. A browser tab loading on a screen. A zookeeper tossing fish. Chandelier swaying lightly. A florist trimming stems. parking meter, blinking green. Personal trainer, counting reps. A disco ball, spinning. A wool insert. A duvet. A wall. A gold coin. A child watching ants march. A glass vase. A left shoe. Chapstick. A pencil. A fork. A wooden ladle. First frost on the ground. Glove. A Nalgene bottle. A light switch. A metal hinge. An Amazon box. A pillow. Spurt. Spoon. Brass handle. A hair tie. A donkey eating grass by the side of the road. A jump rope. A silk lace. A basketball. A computer. Pigeon The park. An elephant. And lotion. I silk poussette. Dental floss. A monocle. A tricycle. A blue jay. Smell of coffee in the morning. A top hat. A raincoat. A balloon slowly losing air. Crossing guard boarding a stop sign. A browser tab loading on a screen. A zookeeper tossing fish. Chandelier swaying lightly. A florist trimming stems. Parking meter blinking green. Personal trainer counting reps. A disco ball spinning. A dentist adjusting a light overhead. A compass needle settling north. A museum guide pointing at a painting. A laundry basket overflowing in the corner. A firefighter oiling a hose. A screensaver. A camp counselor roasting a marshmallow. A locksmith jiggling a pick. A shopping cart wheel, wobbling. A projector light, flicking on. A park ranger, feeding ducks. A turn signal, changing to green. A housekeeper, fluffing pillows. A sprinkler head, rotating around the yard. A tattoo artist, wiping ink. A doorbell camera, activating. A referee, blowing a whistle. A metronome, keeping time. A tour guide, raising an umbrella. A revolving door, spinning on itself. A swing coach, flicking on a stopwatch. Spinning car wash brush. Keys, striking on a typewriter. A valet, taking your keys. An usher, pointing to a seat. Concierge, handing over a package. A pinwheel, spinning in the breeze. A parking attendant, waving cars through. A whirring receipt printer. A busboy, stacking plates high. A garage door rolling up. A ticket stub being torn. A cup of wine. A bank teller counting bills. A caddy handing over a golf club. A jukebox selecting a song. A Ferris wheel going round and round.